first guest today is the incredible Michele Jones. Michele is an absolute force to be reckoned with. She has well and truly lived multiple lives and definitely lives up to the mantra of seizing the moment. She's the founder and creator of the hugely successful Live Your Best Life business and life empowerment programs. She's a survivor of sexual abuse, 2 times Young Australian of the Year, author, educator, volunteer certified life coach, public speaker, cancer survivor, and if that wasn't enough, she also overcame a life-threatening bout of viral meningitis that saw her having to learn to walk and talk again. I mean, what an incredible woman. Please put your hands together for the incredible Michele Jones.
Come to your girlfriend's house, you have to bring flowers and champagne.
Flowers and champagne. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, they're gorgeous. Thank you. Wow.
This is you.
This is you. Oh, Michele, there is so much we have to talk about. And quick backstory, Michele and I have known each other for many, many years. And there have been a number of times that we were actually meant to meet, and the universe did not make that happen. So we were meant to meet right here on this set, and so all day the team have been amazing at keeping Michele and I separated so we didn't pass each other in the corridors so we could have a genuine connection, and now you're here.
And I'm so happy to be here with you.
So Michele, I'd love to hear about the incredible work you're doing with Live Your Best Life. Tell us about it and how did you get started in it?
Wow, okay, getting started was probably the easiest part. Staying has been the exhilarating part. At the age of 15, I was so very, very fortunate. My dad knew this thing called personal development. I was pretty well on a track, I would say, that was probably on a downward trajectory as a 15-year-old. That was just when I had literally announced to the family things that had happened throughout my life from 3 till 15, being abused by my stepfather. And I was a bit of a naughty kid. And Dad was like, you know what? I'm going to send you off to this wonderful program. It was called the Greatness in You program, and it was here not too far away on the Gold Coast, and it was 5 days fully immersed, and it was transformative, to say the least. I walked out of that room and I just knew from that very moment that Live Your Best Life was going to be something that I dedicated my life to for the rest of my life. I went, if this 5 days can change my life so much, imagine what I can do with that gift. And I walked out of there and I just never looked back. So Live Your Best Life has taken on its own life form and grown globally across the globe. It's connected and reached so many people. And it all started really coming to life as I connected it to the business side of things that I started out in. I've been coaching and mentoring people in business for a very, very long time now. And literally what I realise is that what runs in the person runs in the business and vice versa. So as much as people think they're getting business coaching and mentoring, eventually they realise that they have to take stock of what's within them in order for their business and all of their dreams to really start to thrive, you know, come to life.
That's so true. They are connected, and one without the other isn't possible.
It's not. No, it's not. And eventually they just have to merge. They have to unite. The expression of our business is quite often like a crazy shower moment at 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning when you wake up and you just know that message on your heart has to come to life. Here we are on the Girlfriend Hour. I remember talking to you about this because we used to have so many wonderful conversations, and we were like, this is what people need to hear. It's these real conversations behind what goes out there in the media. So then you said, well,
let's do a TV show.
Let's do a TV show. And here you are.
Living my best life.
Living your best life.
So your experience working with individuals as a coach and mentor, what would you say the number one thing is that's holding them back from truly living their best life?
Wow. Yeah, that's a really powerful question, because really it's the essence of who they are, and connecting the dots to the essence of who they are, and being able to cast away all those stories that they've created about themselves along the way. Our life is really made up of a whole bunch of interactions, and we attach beliefs and meanings to those interactions, and we literally create our own version of reality through that. So the biggest hurdle I find is people actually being able to either believe that they're worth it, that they're worthy, that they can truly live their best life. And I was listening to your intro just backstage, and I was like, you know what it is? It's being able to understand that they can be their own hero. Because you say about the car in the driveway, I often say that, you're not really going to hurt yourself too much if you're just lazing about on the couch. It's safe.
Yes.
Right? So I think in order to really extend ourselves into what it means to be human. Now, that means that we're going to get hurt.
That's really big. Talk to us about that, what it means to be human. That's a massive statement.
Well, I think that our humanness is downplayed, and I think that we try to potentially put it in its own little box rather than understanding what its power actually is.
Why? Why do we do that? Why do we shine and then think, oh no, let's tone it down a bit? Take us through why.
Yeah, well, because of all those experiences, I truly believe that the reason we don't is because we fear that we might make a mistake. We might look foolish.
Fall out on the way out.
Yeah, exactly.
Trip over the mat.
Who knows what it is, but we do immobilise ourselves in fear. But the duality of life literally means that on the other side of fear is the ultimate side of love. And I think to be fully expressed in love for ourselves and for others means that we have to actually get hurt along the way,
yes.
Right? That comes with trauma, that comes with experience, that comes with being on the other side of what got us to here is not going to get us to there. Yes. So people become stuck along the way because they literally if they're not thriving, they're surviving. And the true point of change occurs when we connect. We connect in three ways. We connect with ourselves, we connect with other humans, which is how we've been cohabiting on this planet. And what I have learned more than anything is having this vision in the future for yourself. Now, for some people, that might be in an hour. For some people, that might be in a week or 3 days. But for some people, it could be a little bit more out in the future. When we have something that literally speaks to us, that pulls us towards it, life has a whole other meaning. And once we start to feel that connection to self and others, and that little vision that just bubbles away over in the horizon, we start to realise that we can have a little bit more certainty, that we can trust, that we can believe. And then we find this sense of power within that just sort of rises up. A lot of people, they'll just swing here between survival, connecting, empowerment, survival, connecting, empowerment, and they just swing backwards and forwards.
Gosh, there's so much we could talk to around that topic, isn't there?
So much.
I know. I think that could be a whole show by itself. So one final question, Michele, we like to ask is, what's one piece of advice you could give to your younger self?
That what you believe to be true right now doesn't have to be the truth for you. That on the other side of fear and shame and guilt, perhaps, is love. And if I just bring that back to that program that I went to when I was 15. I remember graduating and I was standing on a chair in the middle of the room and everyone was singing The Greatest Love of All by Whitney Houston to me. And I literally, for the first time in my life, really understood that right now I could change the trajectory of my life. And
what a moment.
Love was literally the antidote. You know, it was the magic cure or pill. Yeah. And up until then, I don't think I'd really understood that concept. And when we can bring that concept back into the core of who we truly are and let that emanate out, that's what life is about, is that connection force that allows us to reach the oneness of the universe, right? And otherwise we feel like we're quite alone.
Gosh.
So I would say to my younger self, go on your hero's journey and accept the call to adventure and do not look back. Just go through the chaos, enjoy all the mess, and on the other side of that, you'll have your own elixir and it will be your own best life, and whatever that means to you. I think the biggest thing that really resonates with me right now in these times is we know the day that we're born and it's measured on our first breath. Right? But none of us actually know the day that we're going to take our last. And so it's that dash in between that is symbolic of our life. So that's why Live Your Best Life means so much to me, because it's the expression of what your best life is. And whatever that means to you, that becomes your dash. So
that's so profound. Oh my gosh, we could talk to you all day.